Here we are, my friends, ready to take on the adventure of a lifetime. Whoa, that alien, we've got this. No problem. Oh no! What was I supposed to do? I only had 1 health. I have no chance of beating these aliens. We're gonna have to do something else. Hello, my friends, and welcome back. It's Justin. A few weeks ago, I did a tutorial on how to do player health with hearts, and since then I've learned so much. The way I originally created has been watched by quite a few people, and I feel bad because it's nowhere near the best way for creating health. So today we're going to go over a much better way and try to recreate what I made a couple weeks ago. Today I'm going to show you guys how to make a heart health bar, but in order to do that, we're actually going to have to craft a HUD first, so let's get started. The first step in creating a HUD is we have to go to the game screen, first person, and call up a head node on. We're going to then grab a simple box, and we're going to connect it to the head node on. The box will go up here, so let's go ahead and change this to 0.7, 0.8, and the Z will be 1.2. Then we'll turn everything off except movable and visible for now. We need to rotate this one on the 90 degrees on the y-axis, and we'll keep it at y minus, y plus. Once we have that all connected, we're going to make another box underneath this. So we're going to go ahead and just copy this and connect it to this one. Then we'll go into the settings, and we're going to make this one on the y minus and x minus for target connection point here. Then we're going to make this 0.6 by 0.8 by 0.4 for the z-axis, and we should be able to see it now. Right there, perfect, that's exactly what we want. Now, we're gonna wanna go ahead and copy this box here, and we are going to connect it to this original one, and we'll make one more copy and put it on the other side over here. Let's go ahead and start with this box. We're gonna wanna see how things are working. It's always a good idea when you're making a HUD to change the colors a little bit, so how about let's do lime green on this side. And since it's on the left, and things are a little bit difficult when they're turned, but we're going to have Z plus here for our own connection, Z minus for the target connection. On the other side, why don't we go ahead and change this one to a light blue? And then we just need to reverse that, Z minus for its own and Z plus for the target connection. Okay, let's see how we did. Alright, this is what it should look like if you're doing it well so far. And these are going to be the bases for our hearts to be on. So for actually creating the hearts, we're going to go into fancy objects, round objects, and we're going to grab a balloon. I really like the effect of it, and everyone likes a good balloon, right? Then we're going to go into the balloon, we're going to turn solid off, and we need Y plus for its own and X minus for the target. Let's go ahead and see what that looks like. Alright, we have our own fancy balloon, woohoo! We could just turn those top HUDs off and you could look like you're carrying a balloon everywhere. I am the most dangerous man alive. Behold, balloon power. Great, now all we have to do is copy this 2 times and connect these respectively to each box. We want to keep them separate so that when they burst, there will only be 1 balloon destroyed. So we do have to keep some space between them. That does limit this a little bit, but this is the entire HUD. And we need to also make sure that these are invisible, so we got these just like this. And lastly, we need to apply a texture to all of these fancy balloons. Let's go ahead and draw one real quick. Special objects, and there's our texture. Alright, we're just gonna draw a nice heart here. It shouldn't take too long. There we go, and fill it up with red. You guys can add whatever you want to this one to make it look extra fancy. You can actually put some shading in pretty easily or whatever, just to make it look nice. Alright, let's go ahead and actually size down our balloons. They're a little bit big, and let's go ahead and make sure this is on the Z center face. Then you can connect it up to the balloon. See how that looks. Awesome, there is one of our health. If it's too much, you can actually adjust the HUD and make it, if it's too low, make it higher if you want to make the boxes a little smaller. Alright, and there we have our heart system, pretty easy to display. It might be a little intrusive. Oh, but we still only have 1 hit point. So now we're gonna have to make the health system. This will be the really fun part. So right now our person is susceptible to being destroyed by aliens and spheres and fluff balls. We need to go ahead and make him impervious and turn on destroy object. Now he won't be targeted and destroyed by those pesky things, but we're going to need him to have some kind of destruction, otherwise this is not going to be very fun. So let's go ahead and grab a destroy object nodon. That'll be coming in handy very soon. Now the whole idea behind this is we're going to need a touch sensor. This is going to be the thing that allows us to take damage. So let's go ahead and make it the same size as our person, and then we can connect it up to our person as well, just like that. We're going to drag it up here just to make it out of the way. Change it to on touch, make it invisible, and make sure we only have checking for what's going to touch us that will hurt us. A sphere, and we have an alien and also a fluff ball. Nothing else should be able to hurt us. Alright, and just like that, we'll also need to use these destroy object nodons in just a minute. So we'll put him over there. Let's go ahead and go into our counter. We're going to count how many times we're taking damage. So we want it to go into the count up port. Now we need to go ahead and grab some comparison nodons. And I think we're going to just do 3 because we have 3 hearts. So it makes sense that we can only take damage 3 times, and each time we're going to lose a heart. So we'll have that one be able to count there, and we're going to need some constants as well. So let's go ahead and put 1 up here. When we take 1 damage, we'll plug it in here, and the counter here. We'll plug it into actually all 3 of these. Alright, great. So we have a comparison now. The counter's going to count up and tell us when each of these happens. Now we need to have the destroy object nodon. And for now, we're not going to have the person one quite yet, but let's go ahead and make the balloon ones because we want it to destroy the balloons. So just like that, we'll make the balloon one. It'll destroy balloon number 1. And then this one will be balloon number 2. And finally, balloon number 3 with the 3rd hit. Make sure you do these in the right order or it's going to look pretty weird. So I happen to have the balloons up here, and we want to start from the right and go to the left. So let's go ahead and hook this up to balloon number 1. Hook the second one up to balloon number 2. And the third one up to balloon number 3. Now, when the third one happens, we kind of want maybe a second or a half second until the person actually dies. So why don't we go ahead and add just a timer here? And we're going to set the timer maybe for about a half second, because if he dies right away, it looks a little bit weird. We'll put the half second right there, and then we will copy this one and make it the destroy person nodon. So go into the settings, change this to person, and we are going to connect it back into our person over here. Alright, that is wonderful, and everything should be good except for make sure that the balloons also are susceptible to being destroyed. So you might have to go into the balloon settings if we didn't do that already. So we want to turn the balloons to destructible by the destroy object, and this is something that's really easy to forget. Alright, we have those all lined up. Let's go ahead and test it out. Alright, looking good up there. Let's go ahead and take some damage, see what happens from the alien. Oh no, we got 2 of them destroyed. If 2 of your balloons are getting destroyed at the same time, make this box in the middle a little bit bigger, and that should stop it from happening. Let's actually go in and change this X size to 0.3 for each of these, and this is going to raise our hearts up higher, so they'll be a little bit out of the way if they're too intrusive. There we go. Now they're way up there. That's probably even better than before. And let's go ahead and test them out now. Boom, there goes 1. Wow, we'll run into him for the second one. Oh, and there we go, off of the screen. Very cool. The last thing we could do is add something really funny for it to happen each time. And one of the funniest things I've found in this game are actually the cat sounds. So let's go ahead and see how that goes. Okay, let's go into output here, play sound effect. And we're gonna go down here to cat, select the F, and we're gonna hook the comparison equals into this one, play as well. Then we're gonna duplicate this one a few times. Just an added little thing. Obviously you don't have to do this, but we're gonna make this one E for the cat and have it come out of this one. And then over here, the last one, we're gonna have the D, because it's the most terrifying sounding one. Alright, and you can hook that to either one. Actually, it might be funnier if we hook it to this side of the timer, because then you're kind of falling off, so I'll do that just like that. Let's see what happens. Ah, perfect. Now, there's not too much extra room in this whole contraption for us to put stuff, but if you want to make it so your player doesn't constantly take damage, that there is a little space between it, then between the touch sensor and the counter, we can actually put a timer. So this will be the bonus for you guys who stay this long. It doesn't look quite as natural, but this timer, setting it for 1 second, doesn't change too much of the dynamic. So now if we head back into the level, and we get hit by, let's say, a sphere and then an alien, it takes a second for it to register, which means that we can kind of damage through these guys a little bit. I think it makes it a little bit more fun, so if you guys want to do that, it's an optional, but yeah, I think it adds a little bit to the level as well. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm working really hard to make some awesome content for you. If you liked it, then make sure to hit the subscribe button and the like button, and have a wonderful weekend. Till next time, happy building, and God bless.